This is how we make the radar dish from Thane's games. The radar dish comes in two parts. The first part is the dish, and the second part is the base. The dish is made up of these two supports and then these 9 pieces that make up the dish. And the base is made up of the round bottom base and then these two supports and then the struts that will hold up the radar dish. So the easiest thing to do is to start with the radar dish, put a little bit of glue right into space in between and assemble it like so. And it may be a little bit loose, but that's okay because this piece is going to lock them all together. So this goes into the center, so we'll put a little bit of glue into the center and then put this piece in. So that it interfaces right together. And now this thing is like pretty strong. Not a lot of wiggle room left. So then the next pieces to go in are the ones that fit in underneath of this area. Those are the hardest ones to get in because they have to slide more or less right along the base plate up into the support that comes up into the center, and then just push it down. So I put a little bit of glue right there. Take this, the narrow end back towards the center. Just slide it in and then push it down. And you should be able to look underneath and see that there's a nice little glue line showing that it's interfaced well with the support strut. And then just do the same thing on the other side. Again, just slide along as flat as you can, push it up into there, and of course I did it backwards because I'm paying attention to the camera. Turn it around, there we go. And this should be a nice tight fit. Won't give you too much trouble. Back of it fell off, but that's okay. All of it will go back together now. You can, of course, wait for things to dry. You probably aren't that interested in waiting for things to dry. So that's the second one. I'm just going to go ahead and put the glue on for the rest of this. Everything else is pretty straightforward and easy. So there's those 4 sections. Now we just put the other sections on. Does the exact same thing. So that section is done. That will need to dry before we do anything else with it, but you can get the paddles a little more aligned if you want. Then we move on to the base. So the base has these 2 pieces. You notice this one has 3 little cutouts. This one will go into the center. These will go on either side of it. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bit of glue onto each of those. Slide these together. It's usually best to go ahead and put it onto the base. Don't have to glue this on, so let it rotate. Push them together like so. Should sit nice and flat and not rock too much. And then I want to put these so the little pattern is on the outside. Do the same thing with this one. just make sure they're nice and straight and have a little bit of gap in between them. That should be the same thickness as this piece of wood, and coincidentally the same thickness as those pieces of wood. Alright, so then once these are dry, or actually you don't even have to wait for them to dry, but it's probably better if you wait for them to dry. Just slip this part right here in between those two struts, let it balance on the back of that, and push them together if you little want, and then you can angle it at whatever angle you want. So like so, up, straight over, however you like. And that's it. That's all there really is to it. You can glue these together, you can leave them apart. It should stay as a pretty tight fit.